Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to dual boot macOS with Debian 12 on a Macbook. Debian GNU Linux is a free and open source Linux distribution, founded in August 1993. Debian is one of the oldest operating systems based on the Linux kernel, and is the basis for many other Linux distributions. To run Debian you will shrink the macOS partition, so decide how much space you want to give to your OS. Debian also requires two partitions, one for the root partition, and one for swap space. For more details, please watch this video tutorial from start to finish. Alright, let's get started with this macOS and Debian dual boot tutorial. The first step is to download the Debian 12 ISO. To do this, open your favorite browser. Then open your favorite search engine. In the search engine search box, type Debian. On the search results page, click the Debian Universal Operating System link. To download Debian 12 ISO, click the download menu. As you can see, by default the Debian ISO download link provided is the net install ISO. So if you want to download the installer and other images, click the Get Debian link. Because I want a full install image, so scroll down to a larger complete installation image option. This image installer contains more packages, making it easier to install machines without an internet connection. Since Macbook uses x64-bit processor, so I will download 64-bit ISO image. Then click on the 64-bit PC torrent DVD link. Now scroll down till you find the download link. Then click the Debian 12 AMD 64 DVD 1 ISO torrent link. Now double-click on the downloaded torrent file to download Debian 12 ISO via Duck Torrent Client. Here click the Browse button to set the location of the downloaded file. Once you have specified the location of the downloaded file, click the Open button. Then click the OK button. The download process is in progress and please wait until it is complete. The Debian 12 ISO download process is complete, and then close the Views Torrent client. Now open a new tab. Then open your favorite search engine. In the search engine search box, type BalenaEtcher. On the search results page, click the BalenaEtcher link. To download BalenaEtcher, click the Download Etcher menu. Then click the Etcher for macOS download link. The BalenaEtcher download process is in progress, and please wait until the process is complete. Once the BalenaEtcher download is complete, click the Show in Finder icon. Then drag BalenaEtcher to the desktop. Now double-click on BalenaEtcher to mount it. Now drag BalenaEtcher to the Applications folder. Now close BalenaEtcher Finder. Then unmount BalenaEtcher on the desktop. Now insert your USB flash drive. To format a USB flash drive, open Disk Utility. Now click View and click Show All Devices. Then click on the USB flash drive in the left window. Then click Erase in the window on the right. In the name column, you can leave the default name as untitled. And in the Format column select MS-DOS FAT from the drop-down menu. And in the Scheme column select Master Boot Record from the drop-down menu. Then click the Erase button. Once the formatting process is complete, click the Done button. Then close Disk Utility. Now open BalenaEtcher. If a pop-up window show up, click the Open button. To flash the Debian ISO to a USB flash drive, click Flash from File. Then select Debian 12 ISO. Then click the Open button. Now click Select Target. Then select your USB flash drive. Then click the Select button. Now click on Flash button to start flashing. In the window that show up, enter your Mac admin password. Then click the OK button. The Debian 12 ISO flashing process to the USB flash drive is in progress. Please wait until the process is complete. In the pop-up window that show up, click the Ignore button. Then close BalenaEtcher. The next step is to partition the SSD or hard disk. To do this, open Disk Utility. In the left window of Disk Utility, click SSD or hard disk. Then click Partition in the right window of Disk Utility. Then click Partition again. To partition an SSD or hard disk, click the plus icon. You can set the SSD or hard disk partition size for Debian in the Size column. For Format Partition, select APFS from the drop-down menu. And for the partition name or label, set it to Debian or another name. Then click the Apply button. Then click the Partition button. In the pop-up window that show up, click the Continue button. The SSD or hard disk partition process is in progress, and please wait until it is complete. The SSD or hard disk partition process is complete. Then click the Done button. Now close Disk Utility. So on the desktop now there are two partition mount points, namely the Mac partition and the Debian partition. The next step is to boot into the bootable Debian USB. To do this, click the Apple logo and then click Restart. Then click the Restart button. Once the Macbook screen turns gray, press the Option key on the keyboard until the boot options show up. To boot Debian 12 bootable USB, select EFI, then press Enter. Here select Graphical Install, then press Enter. Here you can choose your language. Then click the Continue button. Here you can select your location. Then click the Continue button. Here you can select your locale. Then click the Continue button. Here you can choose your keyboard layout. Then click the Continue button. Here you can configure your network. Then click the Continue button. Here you can select your wireless network. Then click the Continue button. Here you can select the security standard that protects the wireless network. Then click the Continue button. Here type the password for your wireless network. Then click the Continue button. Here you can type the host name for your system. Then click the Continue button. Here you can type the domain for your system. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to set root password for your system. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to set the full name of the user account for your system. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to set a username for your account. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to create a password for your account. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to select your time zone. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to select the partition method. Since I dual boot macOS and Debian, I chose manual. Then click the Continue button. As you can see, this is a list of partitions on the SSD. The partition for Debian is partition number 3, so click on partition number 3. Partition number 1 is the EFI partition and partition number 2 is the partition for macOS. So don't make the wrong choice so that macOS and the data in it are also deleted. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to select the option Delete this partition. Then click the Continue button. Now select on Free Space Partition. Then click the Continue button. Here select Automatically partition the free space. Then click the Continue button. Here select all files in one partition recommended for new users. Then click the Continue button. Here, as you can see, partitions are created automatically, namely root partition and swap partition. To apply these changes, click Finish Partitioning and write changes to disk. Then click the Continue button. Here you have to select the Yes option to write changes to disk. Then click the Continue button. Next is the partitioning process and continues with installing the base system from Debian. As you can see, there is an option to use Network Mirror or not for the package manager. I chose no because I want to manually update the installed packages. Then click the Continue button. Here you are given the option to participate in a package usage survey. Then click the Continue button. Here you can choose the desktop environment and other software. GNOME is the default desktop environment, and if you want a different desktop environment, you can choose another one. Then click the Continue button. Now the Debian installation process is in progress, and wait for the process to complete. The installation process is complete. Then click the Continue button to reboot the system. After reboot, select user account and enter password to log into Debian 12. After logging in, here we will see a screen that welcomes us. Debian 12 will ask you to specify your language. Then click the Next button. Here you can choose your keyboard layout. Then click the Next button. Here you can enable or disable location services. Then click the Next button. Here you can connect your online account, or if you don't want to connect your online account, click the Skip button. Now you can use Debian 12 by clicking the Start Using Debian GNU Linux button. Now you can explore the operating system, search for and run the built-in applications provided by Debian 12. The next step is to boot into macOS. To do this, restart your Macbook. Once the screen turns gray, press and hold the Option key until the boot options show up. To boot into macOS, select Macintosh HD from the boot menu and press Enter. As you can see, Macbook successfully booted into macOS. The next step is to boot into Debian. To do this, restart your Macbook. After reboot, select user account and enter password to log into Debian 12. So that's how to dual boot macOS and Debian 12 on Macbook. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments column. Take care of yourself and see you in the next video.